Hello, hopefully you all can hear me. My name is Anthony Parkinson. I lead the technical department here at Ansell Lighting. This seminar is going to probably be in two parts. The first is today, then most likely the next one will probably be next week, maybe the week after, depending on how well this goes and whether we need to split it out further again because of just how much content there is. A little bit of guidance for you all. Today, I'll be fielding questions at the end, just to make sure we can get through the slides I've got prepared for today. And if we run out of time or you need to get on, the technical email will be at the end. And hopefully at that point, you can get any questions. If I can't answer them today, I'll be able to get back to you via email or phone call there afterwards. So just a few little things before we get into products. We've got some new icons we always like to show. If there's anything new to a catalogue, we always like to show you what's new. So we've got a few new icons. This time we've got Tunable White. That'll become apparent as we go through. There's a new product that's Tunable White. RGB TW, so that's when it's RGB and Tunable White. We've got voice control, and that's all to do with Wiz, which we'll come on to very soon with products. So into the new products. We have probably quite a large range of already connected products in the range around the Octo brand. Octo is our smart lighting brand. It isn't one type of smart. It's if you like the umbrella to all of our smart products. And in the past we've only had Kasambi, and we've now expanded that to use Wiz. The reason behind that, I'll only be brief because I've not got a huge amount of time today. And the reason behind that is Kasambi for us, we see as more of a commercial and an industrial application, whereas Wiz is very much going down the domestic route, maybe branching into a bit of a commercial. So I'll move on to the first product. This is our first Wiz connected lamp. As you can see, it's a tunable white only, so it's 2,700 Kelvin through to 6,500 Kelvin. It's in the traditional lamp bulb shape, if you like, but it is available in the E27 screw, and it's also available in the bayonet cap at 22mm, so the standard sizes that you'd expect to see in any home. This is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which is very important to note. We've gone for what is if you like, the premium range, which is from Wiz Connected, so it's not just dependent on the Wi-Fi. You've got the backup of the Bluetooth mesh, well, as we do in our Kasambi range. So what you'll find there is a very secure, very reliable tunable white lamp, which is controlled via your phone on the Wiz app. With the Wiz range, it's probably important to know that we're probably looking at doing another seminar around the implementation of the Wiz app and setting up a lamp. So that'll be something that comes in the future, so bear that in mind. On to the next one. Again, it's the same lamps. We've got the E27 B22, but this is RGB and tunable white. So you've got your full color control and your tunable white. So this is if you like, the extension to the previous page, where it's not just your tunable whites. You've also got the option for all your reds, greens, and blues. So any color you can imagine. So again, something very unique to us with Wiz. We're again doing the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth option. This is what we think are going to be very popular in the domestic market in the years to come. Following on from that, we've also got the G95, so it's more of the traditional decorative lamp bulb. Again, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, E27 and B22 lamp holders, fully RGB and tunable white. It's got a high CRI. All these lamps are 25,000 hours, so that does indicate more of a domestic product. And we're also, again, pushing down that. Okay, I'll keep saying on all these products, but it's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, just for the full connectivity and full security of the product. And then onto the next one, we've got our new Wiz strip. So again, I'll say it again, it's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, Wiz connected, 25,000 hours. You've got a full range of 2,700 to 6,500 in white, and then RGB as well. So the standard strip comes in a 2 meter length, and then we've also got an additional extension kit as an option. I'm sure there'll be questions on this at the end, and I'll answer them at the end, because as with strip, we do tend to get more questions around this type of product about how flexible it is as a range, and that's something I'll take questions on at the end, if that's okay. On to the next products. We have, as everybody's aware, we've got the Prism Pro, which was released last year in S13. And what we've done with this is our first, if you like, embedded, Wiz embedded product. So Wiz embedded product means that we can use within the same driver. So if you look on the screen here, our driver to the Prism Pro has not changed its footprint. It's exactly the same size, but we managed to incorporate the technology included with Wiz and then make it a truly smart product. So it's again Wi-Fi, it's again Bluetooth, so it's got the full connectivity, you've got the full reliability of the Bluetooth mesh, and it gives you everything that the Prism Pro has got, but with the advantage of it being smart. So it's something else just to bear in mind, fully 30, 60, 90 fire rated in solid timber and I-joist. It's 30 and 60 minute fire rated in metal web, so it's, which we believe is the only one on the market that's got that kind of spec to do with fire rating. And then if you look at the lifespan, it's 760,000 hours. It truly is, I believe, and we believe here at Ansell, one of the market leading products for downlights in the market. And now with the added push now that we can make it smart. Okay, on to the next one. This is our indoor controller, which is a retro connector. So just a little bit of background on this. We've got one of these available as a Kasambi indoor controller and outdoor controller. And that's been very successful as a product for us. So we're obviously going to put that into our Wiz branded smart lighting. So again, this is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's got a 200 watt load for LED, 400 watts for, if you like, traditional load. So in the home, this is geared towards, let's say your living room, you've got 6 downlights, maybe 8 downlights, and you'll be able to control all of them as a whole through this one indoor retro connector. It's very, very useful. It actually, it can be controlled through, as you can see on the side, we've got mains, phase, trike, dimming if you like, and then 0 to 10 and 1 to 10 volt dimming options. So it's very, very versatile, very useful products. I think we'll do very well with this product. And again, I'm pretty sure you'll have questions about this at the end. So please feel free to ask them questions and I'll answer them for you. On to the next one. So we've got 2 products here. I'll just show them both of you at the same time, and then I'll talk a little bit about these. So as you can see, we've got some high bay racking aisle and open area sensors, and this is down the Kasambi route. So if you look on the side, this is Kasambi, this isn't Wiz. So this is what we've used for a while now with Octo. With, if you like, the Octo brand, we've always had questions along the sides of our high bay fittings. So let's say the Z-LED. And the question's always been, have you got a microwave sensor that will be able to detect up to a certain height? And generally, it's always something we've had to buy in. With this, we've now partnered up. It's a Danler's MWS in an IP rated box, and it gives us this true flexibility, and it's a very, very high spec. As you can see, as soon as you see IP66 and you hear Danler's mixed with obviously the Kasambi side of things, the open area gives you a mounting height of up to 14 meters. So to give you an idea, if you're in a warehouse, that's generally 7 to 8 racks high, which covers up probably the majority of warehouses around the country, which makes it very useful. And you can see at the bottom, it's 28 meters diameter sensing range. So your points at where you actually have to install these is not that often. So the frequency is probably every 28 meters. So it's a very flexible product for that reason. And then the racking aisle is something that we get a lot of requests for. And again, mounting height up to 20 meters, which I'm pretty sure will cover the vast majority of warehouses around the country. And just bearing this in mind as well. So as with any Kasambi product, if you're installing this, you've got the flexibility to just run a live and neutral to it. So it's not like you have to have any extra control wires like you normally would. It then speaks to your Kasambi app. And then when you set up in this case, a racking aisle, so you'll have 8, 10, 20 fittings, this one MWSPIR could actually trigger that whole row from this individual one just by having power to it. So it's a truly flexible. It may well be a very high spec fitting. So what you get what you pay for. So with this, it's a very, very useful product. So that's to conclude all the connected products we've got. So it's something I expect quite a few questions on at the end of this. Please do ask some questions, because I've not got much time today, unfortunately, to talk more thorough around these products. And as always with coronavirus, it's stopping everyone from meeting face to face. So with regards to prices and regards to availability, there's certainly two questions you need to field at your ASMs or your regional sales managers or the internal sales team. So I'm pretty sure there'll be questions that are coming out, and I'm fairly sure you'll get your answers from the external internal sales teams very quickly. Right, moving on. So we're going to the display section next, and the display section, we've got quite a few new products in, quite a lot of extensions to ranges, and it's for me some very unique products out in the marketplace. So first, talking of unique, this is where I mentioned at the start, we've got a new icon, which is Tunable White, and this is the reason. So this product for us is the first product we've got, which is fully tunable white, give you the circadian rhythm ability. So for circadian rhythm, just to give you an idea, you have to have a tunable white of 2,700 to 6,500 to get a true tunable white. So that is something that we're bringing to market, and with the comfort, it's one of our more popular products. And speaking with our lighting designers, our full team are all excited about using this product in projects, because we do get asked for this a fair bit now. So as you can see in the part code, one thing I must stress, I really must stress, is this is only available as Octo, so through the Kasambi, if you like, the Kasambi program or the Kasambi app. So this is Octo only. It comes with emergency, self-test emergency, or DALI emergency, so it's got a full range of options. It's obviously with Kasambi, fully tunable white, fully dimmable. It's a very, very useful product. It may not be something you sell hundreds of thousands of. We'd love it if you do, but it's certainly somewhere we're headed with spec products. And again, I expect questions at the end of the presentation, so please do ask questions. Moving on. So a product that is a new product to us. You may have seen bits from this. You may have seen pictures on LinkedIn from your ASMs, maybe even a video of myself explaining how it works and how it's put together. So I'm sure that link can be sent out again by the ASMs and RSMs. But for this product, I'll just give you an overview of what it pretty much gives you is a fully flexible semi-recessed or surface downlight. It's got this new click and lock design, so it's a very unique bracket design, if you like, where you can adjust from 65mm through to 205mm. So it gives you that full flexibility of a retrofit option. It's got a surface mounting option, so all you need to do is then take off the two spring brackets, secure the bracket to the ceiling, and you can then attach the downlight to the ceiling. Along with all of that, you've got the option of that is actually 3 outputs and 3 color temperatures all in one. So again, straight away, one thing everyone in the wholesale, if you like, market likes to do is to conserve shelf space, because obviously it costs. And if we've got 9 options here and you have to have 9 different products stocked on the shelf, it takes up a lot of space. So everybody in recent years has been doing CCT. So obviously this is the CCT and multi output option. So it's a 9-in-1 product. If you like 18-in-1, you'll be taking the semi-recessed and surface mount options. And even for this, which is, it's a very competitive price product. It's non-dimmable at the moment. It's something that we're probably going to look to do in the future, but it's not there yet. and it's also quite a good spec for the type of product it is. So you can see that we're hitting over almost 108 lumens per watt, which is very good for this type of product. It comes pre-wired with 300mm of cable as well. Bear that in mind, and it's got a good lumen depreciation value of L70 54,000 hours. And I expect, again, some questions on this product, with it being a new product to us, and it's a very unique product. So the next few slides are all going to be around existing products that we've introduced a CCT option to. So I'm pretty sure you all know what CCT means, but it just means that we can, on one product, we can change the color temperature without having to start two different lines, similar to the last product with the Ansell, but this is just the introduction of CCT options to these products. So we've got the standard comfort in 15 and 22 watts. The switch is on the rear of the product, so nice and easy between 3 and 4K. The gamma, again, it's between 3 and 4K, and that again is on the back of the product. So what I've tried to do with this presentation is show you where the switches are, and just to explain, obviously you can see both of these on both top, on the comforts, and the gamma and the gamma mini are all on the rear of the product. It gives you the option to cool white and warm white on each one of those. Some more CCT. So we've got the Eclipse now, that's available with 3, 4 and 6.5K, and that switch is situated on the LED chip array, and it's very simple. You take the diffuser off, and it's got a little guide next to the little switches, and that'll tell you how to get that color temperature. The Astro and the Delta, they've got these internal CC selector switch, as has the Sorrento too. So as you can see, this is just us adding width and breadth to range. So we've got them color options now all available in one. And a few more products now, that's CCT. So the Lynx Mini CCT wall pack. Again, the CCT selector switch is internal on this one. That's an addition to the range. The Vasco itself it was kind of launched S13 as the new Vasco. We probably didn't speak too much about it, unfortunately. The Vasco is one of my favorite products. I really like this product. It's probably not shouted about enough, in my opinion. So it's something maybe we do in the future, and we do a little bit more of an explainer video. But for all intents and purposes today, it's a new CCT product. So we've got the options for warm white, cool white daylight, so 3K, 4K, 6.5K, available in the bodies, available in aluminium and black. And we've also now got a 5-foot version in addition to the 4-foot version. And then without wanting to go in too in depth as well, I've mentioned at the bottom, I've kept in at the bottom rather, a continuous linking connector. So now you can link these together, and it actually gives you a continuous light, which obviously is up and down. So the only restriction with that, and I say restriction, it's not really a restriction, is that you need to make sure that you've got a permanent going to each driver. One driver will not feed the whole row, so you've got to have the through wire, which isn't a great shape. There's quite a bit of room inside. You take the top off, so the uplight comes out, and then you've got access to the inside of the body, which, and there's plenty of room to run a cable. It really is a truly flexible suspended linear system, and it's something where, again, it's something that you need to see. So I request samples from your ASMs and have a look at this. It's something you'll be definitely pushing on projects in the months to come, hopefully. Again, so that kind of finishes the CCT options. Any questions, like, field them at the end yet again. As it feels like I'm rushing through a little bit, I'm going to say, but I am trying to make sure we get as much into it as possible in the limited time I've got. And like I say, we may end up doing a couple more of these sessions, depending on how well this works. We'll move on now to some more circuit options. So the circuit options we've got a brand new low voltage circuit option, and at Ansell we've only ever done, if you like, as a true track system, single circuit and 3 circuit, as does most manufacturers. So for us, we've gone down this 24 volt circuit. So I'll not go too in depth because you can go really in depth with 24-volt circuit. And again, limited on time. So this is something where you can ask questions at the end and I can be more than happy to answer. So we'll move on to the next slide. So we've got it available in 1 meter lengths in white and black, which is very common. And you can see the drivers which are required to energize the track are the same drivers that we use for our new Boa and Crate, the 24-volt driver range. So you've got your 15 watt, 60 watt, 120 watt and 200 watt. Along with all of that, we've got, as you'd expect with any track lighting system, you've got all your connectors. So you get your live ends, your straight connector, adjustables, your butt connector and your L shape. So again, everything you'd expect available in white and black. And it's, again, you buy for the, you're not going to introduce a track light range without having all the suitable connectors. So into the track heads. So what we've got for these is, this really doesn't do it justice. We've got a very, very unique little track head here. As you can see, if you look at the top right of the screen, you'll see it next to what, if you like, is an iPhone. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that because it's branding. I'm sure I'm allowed because it's only an Ansell webinar. But what you've got is a very, very sleek, very small, compact design. And what it gives you is two different things to most track heads. It gives you the ability to dim individually, and it also gives you the ability to change the beam angle individually. So very, very flexible. So imagine using this and you're in a close-up installation. So you're in a jeweler's or you're in an estate agent's window, let's say, and you've got the option to be able to use a 5-degree beam angle. And in close quarters, it's very, very unique to have this kind of flexibility. It's available in white and black. The dimming, if you like, is here. It's a dial on the track. So if you look on where the track would mount, the head would mount into the track, and you can see there's a little dial, and that will actually give you a full dimming control all the way down to pretty much off. When we first got it, I was very impressed with the level of control. As with any track lighting, just a little bit on spec. It's a high CRI, it's over 90, which is very, very, very good. Certainly for a product of this size. So as you can see, it's a high spec product. It's 7 watts. With the nature of it being an adjustable beam angle, you're going to lose a little bit of efficacy because of how that works, because you've got 2 optics to pull through. So your output is up at, it's just under 300 lumens, but it's designed for close quarters and designed to illuminate, let's say, a jewel. I'll revert back to the jewelry count. It's absolutely ideal for that. And you won't find many track systems that have got the full flexibility like we have here. To give you an idea of how many you can fit on a length of track, if you were using a 200 watt driver, that would allow you up to 26 fittings. So that's a hell of a lot. And you're probably not going to use that much in one installation. Great if you do, but obviously it's fully flexible. With it being low voltage, you get that extra allowance on the track. The 120 watt driver, you've got 15 fittings. The 60 watt driver, you can have 8 fittings, and then the 15 watt driver, you can have 2 fittings if it's just a short run. You want to, let's say you've got 1 ring and a jewelry. I'll refer back to the jewelry counter because it's really easy to describe that way. But if you've got 2 fittings, you could do you could cross the beams onto a ring, which is probably a feature ring for that display. So that's the kind of display and the purpose for this type of product. And I'm sure you'll agree it's a fantastic little product, and it's something you need to see. So again, request samples, get your ASM to come and show you this product, switch it on, have a play around with it. You may only have 1 or 2 projects a year that comes across your desk, but as long as you think of us at that point, that's really what it's all about. So moving away from 24 volt track, we've actually got a new single circuit track light, and this is available in 2 outputs. Got the 12 watt and the 22 watt, and I'll just show you both of these. As you can see, very aesthetically similar. The head is probably the only difference. The track, if you like, what the body that fits to the track, excuse me, is the only difference. So as you'd expect with this type of product, it's fully 90 CRI at least. It's got a 3-step macadam control, which is absolutely perfect. This is something that you're going to see much more of in the next couple of years, when macadam control is something that you get asked to cross spec. It's got a 27-degree beam angle, so a very useful, it's not a tight beam angle, it's not a flood, so it's not wasted light. It's a fantastic little product. And furthermore, to add to that, something that you'll also see a little bit more of a push on in the coming years is the LED lifespan. So if I'm sure you're all aware, when you always see L70 50,000 hours, that means that at least 70% of your products will still be at least 50%. Sorry, let me get that right. At least 50% of your products will be in at least 70% of your original output in 50,000 hours. We've actually started to upgrade products. So this particular product in the 12 watt is L80 68,000 hours. It does sell at L70 50,000 hours in here, but that's just a print mistake on this presentation. But it's actually L80 68,000 hours. So we're guaranteeing that at least half the fittings will be at least 80% of the output in 68,000 hours. So you'll get that quality of light and that guaranteed light for much longer light, a much longer lifetime, which is something you'll see again that we're pushing on in the next few years. So as I said, it's available in the 12 watt and the 22 watt. It comes available obviously as surface monopoint. Well, sorry, can I just say actually it's not actually available in surface monopoint because of the track adapter. It doesn't quite fit in the surface monopoint, so it is only available on the track. So that's something to bear in mind. Right, so moving on to, unfortunately, the last product today, but I'm probably running over a couple of minutes over what I wanted to do, but this is, again, another first for Ansell. We've got a first, really. It's a truly high-spec track light. It's got a 5-year warranty. Again, a high CRI of above 90, 3-step macadam control, which is fantastic, as mentioned before. It's perfect for museum and galleries, and it gives you the ability to frame a picture. So you can frame a picture, whether it be a circle or a square or a rectangle, and it really is difficult to explain. It's easier to see. So I did these two pictures before we got put into lockdown, just to give you an idea of the flexibility of this. So if you can see on the body, it's got 4 paddles, and then paddles you move in and out, turn to the side each way, and it gives you the ability to create a different shape. So as you can see on one of the pictures, we've got one of our lighting designers' certificate for passing his, I think his Relux course. And you can see it's perfectly framed it as a rectangle. And then on the right, it gives you the option for a circle. Excuse me. So with this product, it really is a truly flexible product. One thing to bear in mind with this, it's not something we stock. It's a made to order, so it's a project product, if you like. So that's something I would bear in mind. It's not something you're going to sell every day without a shadow of a doubt, but it's something truly high spec. And if it comes, like I mentioned with a 24 volt track, as long as you're thinking of us when this kind of project comes across your desk, we're more than happy to facilitate. And if you look at the top there, it gives you an idea of the luminaire installation guide. So at 1 meter, you can have a maximum of 50 centimeter circle and a 35 by 35 centimeter square. So it gives you a true bit of flexibility there. So as you can imagine, we're really excited about this product because it's something new for Ansell, and I think we'll do really well. So we've got a couple of questions for Neil McCoubry on the racking sensor. Can you do daylight harvesting? Yes, you can do on that. Paul Stearman, can I get a copy of this presentation? Yeah, I can share that with you. That's no problem. Just there you go. See, our technical email is at the bottom. So if you can send your email to there, Paul, if you can do, and I'll share this presentation for you. It's no problem at all. Mike, well, will there be a micro prism version of the Vasco in the future to meet UGR? From what I'm aware, we've not planned that at the moment. I can certainly ask the question. We could probably do that as a special, but again, it'd be something that if we did do it, we'd have to get it tested to make sure that it did meet standards in a set room, if you like. And at that point, then we'd obviously be on a lead time. So it's something, there's a possibility for it in the future. I'm not saying it's available now, but it's something we can certainly ask the question on. So I'll make a note of that now, just so we can ask the question, just see what kind of possibilities there are. So the lead time on the Compass LED projector, the lead time on that is up to 16 weeks. The challenges we've got at the moment, I'll bring it back on screen for you now. The challenges we've got at the moment are with coronavirus. So this product is Again, so it's made to order. It's not something we're going to stock in volume because we've got to see how well we perform with this product. So it's going to be up to 16 weeks lead time. It's not available dimmable yet. I'm pretty sure that's something we can ask about, and we'd have to get it priced. But again, it would be pretty much something which would be the similar lead time if it was possible. But that's a question I need to ask. Gavin, yeah, I'll send you an email on the 20. So I'm pretty sure you're talking about the 24-volt circuit and how many is available per driver. I can send that to you. Yeah, so yeah, just got your message, Gavin. Yeah, 24-volt. I'll send you the details on how much can be used on each of the drivers. So the 200-watt, 120, 60, and 15. I'll send that for you to you, Gavin. Apostolus, you say manually adjusted lens. So I'm guessing you're talking about the compass. So the way the compass is adjusted, you've got, there's a few, you can actually, if you like, the front end of it where the lens is, you actually, that can be pulled in and out, and that actually focuses the lens itself. So that gives you a soft, if you like, edge to the beam, or it gives you a sharp edge. Just a request to go over the Wiz controller. So the indoor Wiz controller, we're bringing this out simply because it's a truly flexible indoor controller. It's a retro connector, so you've got a lot of lamps, or you've got a lot of fittings in one room that you want to control, but you don't want the cost of changing every single product in the room. Maybe you can't do. This is where you've got your true flexibility. So you've got 6 watts per head. Let's say you've got the ability to control quite a few. So up to, let's say, 30 fittings on this one controller if it's LED, and up to 60 if it's a traditional load, if you like. So I think that really needs to be hit home, just how flexible that is. And all you do is you run this in your void, intercept it before the first fitting, and everything's fully controlled at that point. Has anyone got any more questions on the Wiz range? Because I thought we may have had more at that because of with it being new to us. So Neil, do we have a white paper for the Wiz range? I don't think we do have something that's like that. I'd have to see if there's anything we can put together for you. I do think that's something we need to have a little bit more of a focused session on, to do with Wiz, because it's going to create a lot of questions, I do believe. So that's certainly something we can look to put together. Amir, with the Wiz LED strip, can you wire it and also use the Bluetooth option, or do you choose one operation? I believe, I'm not too sure what color it would come on to. If you energize it, it will obviously illuminate, but to have control of it, you're going to need to use the operation. You're going to have to use the Wiz app to control it. So I'm not too sure what it would come on as a standard. I'd have to find that out. But essentially, yeah, if you want to control it, you're going to have to use the app. Yeah, I get what you mean now with Neil McCrubery, with people not access the internet but breaking into the lamp, if that makes sense. I understand you talk about the fact that obviously with a Wi-Fi only product, there is potential for security risks, and that's one of the reasons why we go down the Bluetooth mesh side of it, and it gives you that option. Jim, we're still a little bit learning on the Venom extension kits, and if I'm being honest, Jim, at the moment we're just waiting. Unfortunately, we're all working from home, so normally with any new products, we get it in, we do a bit of testing and work out what the limitations are. So with the Venom extension kit, that's something I'm not aware of just yet. I'm going to have to find that out for you and get back to you, Jim, if that's okay. Just a little bit more on Wiz. One thing that if you're introducing a product which is geared towards the domestic market, it needs to be easy to follow. And I can't show you on here because I'm not got it ready to go. But when you're in the Wiz app, it is very, very easy to use. You turn it on, the lamp shows up. You can add it to a room if you like. Within the app, you can the option to add it into a living room, a bathroom, a living room, wherever, a kitchen, and it then gives you options for the color temperature. So it already has preset color temperatures depending on what you want. It has modes where you can suggest it to be like a party mode. You can have a mode which is like a Christmas mode. So it's very intuitive, very easy to use. And if you think about it, this type of product needs to be able to be set up by any age. So you should be able to give this to a 7, 8, 9-year-old child, and they should be able to set up and create a scene or select a colour or select a mode for themselves once it's already switched on. It should be that easy, and that is the real key to a domestic product, and that's what Wiz really does give you. Yeah, so another thing with Wiz, it's not just controlled by the app, it's actually voice control. So we'll pull back to the start where when I mentioned on the app that there's voice control. You've got a truly flexible domestic offering. It needs to have voice control options. So one of the many questions we always get about Octo is it compatible with Alexa? And the answer has always been no with Casambi. With Wiz, it isn't. You can control it through Alexa, and it's with IFT. So if this, then that. So you've got the full flexibility of if it's available with Alexa, you can also control it with Google. So OK Google will also do that as well. So it's something where we with Casambi, we probably at the time we thought it was going to do really well domestically, but we've now realised obviously Wiz is the domestic product. Like I mentioned, with Octo being the umbrella, Wiz is domestic, and then maybe branches into a little bit of commercial, whereas Casambi is commercial and domestic. Nothing stopping it from being used in a domestic application. But if you want that true flexibility like everyone needs these days, which is voice control and the ease of setup, that's what Wiz gives you. So for Neil, to answer your question via Alexa, you can change the colour. So in our showroom, which you're more than welcome to visit once we're back open and accepting visitors and we're all back into work, you can come in, and we've got a section downstairs in our showroom where you can speak to Alexa or OK Google, because they sit next to each other quite happily, and you can ask them to change the colour of the lamp in the corner, and it will do that. Yeah. So you don't need to draw a line with that. You can't just change the colour in the app. You can change it via voice as well. I'll give it another minute, see if there's any more questions. It's been, thanks for your questions. It's been quite a few, which is good. We're obviously excited to launch all these products. It's really unfortunate timing with what's happened. And we're doing whatever we can to be able to get in contact with customers. And I think this has worked really well. I'm happy for any feedback. And if it's something we can do every week or every other week, you don't hear me talks that much, we can certainly look to do that for you, because it's if it works, it works. And that's, I think, what we need to be looking at the moment. Any more questions? I think so. If there's no more questions, thank you very much all for joining. It looks like it seems like everybody's starting to leave now. So thank you. And hopefully I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye now.